Studio at Two Girls Treasure. Hello, hello. I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. We're in Florence, South Carolina. Every now and again in the mornings when I'm here by myself, that doorbell will ring and I will run away and I'll be back. Thanks for your patience. Thank you for joining me this morning. Make sure you click that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook. Facebook is where we post all of the finished project photos. YouTube is for all of the work that we actually do. Because Facebook hates a live video, YouTube lives for it. This is the chair, if you were with us yesterday, that I had to make some corrections. There were some paint spots that I was not happy with the finish. So I sprayed on some prep with a Scotch-Brite, cleaned it up, and today we're going to repaint those spots. And then we're going to finish the last chair in the set. I'm going to sip a coffee because I've been working since early this morning and I worked late last night too. Coffee is required. Now, let's take a look. I've got a nice smooth finish here. Looks like I've got some paintbrush hairs here. Those are out. Everything looks good up here. I think it was just the legs on the insides that I was very unhappy with. So let's fix it. I'm going to start with this back leg right here. I'll tip it so you can see a little bit better. Because the paint was fresh, I had the ability to scrub it down with some prep and a Scotch-Brite pad. I keep probably a dozen of those handy, simply because to smooth your finish, you can use a Scotch-Brite, or you can use a paper bag, actually. Really, that's legit. You can do that. I like the Scotch-Brite because if I need to cut something in the paint, I want to make sure I cut it and get it gone. Just a little touch up as we're moving through. A little touch up right here. I had a ridge on the back of this leg, so I will cover it, smooth everything else out. And just a little bit more paint right here. I'm just going to feather it along the edge and leave it alone so I don't wipe it back off. Everything else looks pretty good back here. Now, this back leg was a problem. And so that's where we're going to go. Let me spin this around so maybe you can see it a little bit better. I'll blend that. Making corrections is not a big deal. The big deal is not doing it. I'm going to go ahead and I hope you can see this. This is where I cut it, and I took the majority of the paint off. So we're going to put it back in. When we put it back in this time, we're going to make it nice and smooth. No ridges, no edges, no clumpy lines. Just a nice smooth finish. And then the leg of this chair will look fantastic. And we can move past this. Make corrections as you go. It's really difficult if you don't make corrections as you go and then you end up having a bad paint job. And nobody's got time for that. Do a great job. And if you need corrections as you're going, just go ahead and make them. It's not a big deal while you're painting. It becomes a big deal if you don't do it while you're painting and you let it dry like that. Let me move this off the table. and grab that last chair. We're going from this to that. What a difference a few days makes. Now, if I had the time to dedicate to only doing this, we would absolutely be finished by now. Because I don't, we're still working on it. So the 30, 40 minutes that we've been spending in the studio each morning, that is the only time I've had to work on these chairs. So I'd say we have about 2 hours total when we finish this chair in painting the set of chairs. Do you have 2 hours to make your world more beautiful? It's the hottest time of the year. Of course, I think August is going to be worse than July. I'm prepared. But it's the hottest time of the year. You don't want to be outside doing much of anything except if you're outside in the early morning. In the evenings, you can't go out because of the mosquitoes. But you can. You can paint inside. You know that, right? This is a great product. Low or no VOCs, very little smell. It's non toxic, it's water based. You can do this. Yeah, especially here in the South. It's been crazy, hasn't it? Good morning, Mama. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's been crazy hot. So if you need to do a project in the air conditioning, do like I do. Get yourself some Rethunk Junk paint, some prep, and do your projects in the house, out of the heat, and get some things done. It's too hot to do anything else. It's even too hot to be out on the water. But it's kind of fun. So just make sure that you take the time to get your projects done. Don't sit around and do nothing. There's not even anything good on TV right now. I think we have to wait about another 3 weeks before we get some good inside programming. So, paint something. Get your house ready for the fall season because when fall comes, you're going to want to be outside and you're not going to want to do projects either. At least I'm not going to. I'm going to want to play. And we are setting up a grown-up playground. Gonna be some fun. All right, feet are clean. Wipe those bottoms off. Let me get the prep off the table. Prep negates the paint, so we don't want to leave that overspray of prep while we're painting. So we'll set that to the side and let's get after this. This is the last chair in the set. This is gonna look so good, y'all. I'm very excited. I have been working on the chairs, getting the upholstery off those seats so that those are ready to reupholster. No, I have not picked out any fabric yet. Ruth knows that's the last thing I think about. But this time I've been thinking about it and I have some ideas. I really do. Don't know if they're going to play out. I might just have to go find what I want. But it's so hard to find fabric. Y'all, seriously, it doesn't matter if it is a small business or a corporate business. If we don't continue to support each other, we won't have a walk-in store. Everything will be online, and I don't know about you. I really love meeting people. Yeah, you would have died by now. You'd be out in the yard, laid out, going, somebody help me. Look, turn the air conditioning on. Come inside. Come inside. This is an inside activity. But if we don't support each other by walking through the doors of a business, before long, there won't be. I was reading some posts about some girls who were looking for some fabric, and if I call you a girl, it has no reference to your age whatsoever. Um, but they were upset because they couldn't walk into a fabric store and buy fabric. Now, if we continue to only make purchases online, if we continue not to ring the doorbell of small business in America, there's not going to be any. Support your local small owned businesses, your mom and pops, and make sure you walk through the doors of the businesses in your area and keep them alive, or we just won't have them. And that's a sad fact of where we are in America right now. Walk through those doors, keep the American dream alive for someone. One of these days, it might be you, it might be someone in your family, but walk through that door. Keep that dream alive. Thank you. That's all. That's my little red wagon. I'll pull it around, tuck it in out back. There's a glue drip on here. I did not make this repair. Somebody else did. Oh Lord, they used cheap glue because I could pull it right off. Don't use cheap glue. Use a proper wood glue if you are gluing wood. It's not expensive. Promise. I buy it all the time. Use a proper wood glue if you are gluing wood. And use a proper furniture paint if you're painting furniture. Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura is a mom and pop furniture producer. Furniture paint producer. That's hysterical. This paint is good on your furniture and cabinets. That's what it started its life to be. It is fabulous on other substrates like plastic, glass, really great on metal. So if you have some galvanized you want to paint, this is your product right here. Born and bred in Georgia, this paint has a resin additive, so once you finish painting, once you give it cure time, it will last. So if you're going to spend your time painting, make sure you're painting with something that's going to last you a long time. You will want to repaint before your paint fades, chips, or scratches off. Now, I say that, and I have customers who tell me, well, it didn't work for me. Well, how'd you put it on? Did you let it dry in between coats? Did you use the prep? No, it's not going to last. Did you let it dry between coats? No, it pulled back off, didn't it? Did you let it cure? Because it doesn't matter what brand of paint you're using. Cure time is the same for every brand of paint. That is not the dry time. Cure time is the time it takes for the paint to lay down and settle and harden so it lasts you. And if you don't allow your paint to cure, it's not going to last. Now, I'm really bad about painting something in the studio and shoving it out on the floor. I can show you if you come in where I have made mistakes, where I have been impatient, where the paint has not cured and I've knocked into it with something else. There's actually a marred spot on one of my paint displays. I'll give you $5 off if you come in today and you can find it. They have many I used to go to. Right? The Big Lie and Ernesto, what is that all about? Yeah, you're in New Orleans. You know what, Mama Bunny? Uh, the Junk Wench, the vintage Junk Wench. Do you follow her? Genji Miller. Oh my goodness. Find her on Facebook and then go find her booth space. She is an amazing artist. She's in your area, I believe. Creations by Louise E. Anna. That is literally her name. Y'all, that do not disturb never works. Ernesto, I am not sure what you're trying to get to, honey, but I'll tell you how this studio works. If you're here for nonsense, you should take that on down the road, okay? But if you're in Louisiana, Mama, you find Genji Miller. She's precious and talented. Lord, that girl's talented. Love her to pieces. She has amazing hair. These days, that is just as important as it used to be. But you see how quickly and easily I have been able to paint these chairs. Now, I'm using a little 8-ounce container of paint, and on that container is a date. It's backwards. 5/19/21. And I'll tell you, that's when we racked that container of paint in the studio. That's been 5 years, just over 5 years, that container of paint has been in this studio. And that's what I'm using on these chairs. Now, this is 8 ounces, and I still have paint, and we have painted, this will be the fourth chair, and touched up one. I put my fingers in the paint right there. That is some long lasting paint, and it is great coverage. That speaks to the coverage. We have done 4 chairs and have not even used 8 ounces of paint. That's a good deal. Keep walking through the doors of your local mom and pops. Don't let their dreams die. Even your corporate stores, listen to me carefully, employ your friends and neighbors. They need their jobs too. We've got to keep America moving, y'all. Online keeps China moving. I sell online. I do. Does not keep China moving. That keeps me moving too. But that is an extension of this store. And a lot of your makers that you love to buy from, your sources of your craft supplies and your furniture, well, they're counting on you to walk through the door or make your purchases online and then walk through the door. But keep the dreams alive. You want your paint job to last, and we want our small businesses to last. It sounds like a win-win to me. And just like that, we're rounding the corner to complete this last chair. And I am very excited because it's Wednesday. And tomorrow we can focus on the upholstery because I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I'm going to try. Might be able to try it later on today. I'm just doing the tops of these rails because once we do the upholstery, I don't want any of the dark finish to show. I am not here for the dark finish on this chair. I'm here for gray mist. And I like it. I like the way it's looking. One last leg. And then we can second coat it. And that's the other thing. We have 2 coated every chair. I think the first one, I call it 2.5 coats because I did a little extra. I went back and retouched even after that last coat of paint was on. And I still have paint left in an 8-ounce container. So that will give you an idea of how far this paint will go, how much work you can do. Look how fantastic that's going to be. The color is amazing. The color is so good that we repainted the posts on our signs on 3 sides of the building. And guess what? Those signs, those signposts have been out. One of them's been out there for 12 years now. The other 2 have been out there for 10 years now. This is the 3rd or 4th time I've repainted the legs, and I'm not repainting it because it needs it. I'm repainting it because I wanted to change the color. It still looks as good right now as it did when I painted it several years ago. When Bluebird came out, I painted my signpost Bluebird. Last week, the girls went out and painted them Gray Mist. That's fantastic. We've still got a little bit of a wet spot here in the center. We're going to just turn the fan on it. That'll help dry it quickly. If you're inside and you want to keep painting, you don't want to wait for it to dry because you're impatient like me, throw a fan on it, take a coffee break, sip a little caffeine. It'll be okay. I am really excited about the upholstery tomorrow. I am. I might have to call Ruth to come help me. I don't know if she has to work or not, but I might call her anyway. Ruth, come help me because I'm fixing to do a thing. Don't let me make a mistake. So I have one seat bottom completely pulled apart. I have 3 more to do and miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go. All right, let's keep moving. Let's get this done before we go away today. It's 9:30. The doorbell has not rung yet. We're going to be busy this afternoon. The wood has some little divots in it. So all I did, and there's something right there, but all I did was smush the paint into those little divots and they're covered. And we're going to go around again and move my fan back so I don't knock this off the table. I just did this. We're going to leave it alone. I did the inside of this leg. Let's do the outside. And let's spin it around and keep going. We are hitting the bottom of the container now, but I have some backup with me. But 4 chairs, 2 plus a piece coats on each one. And then that chair we just retouched, that was 2 and a piece coats and then another touch-up coat out of 8 ounces of paint. 8 ounces. That's awesome coverage, y'all. And a stunning cottage color. And cottage is what I'm going for here. And I really like this table to go home with me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to convince the man of the house that we need this, but I want this. But I want a lot of furniture, and at some point, I don't care how big the house is, you run out of room for furniture. You just do. But this is going to look excellent. I didn't even take the time to read my devotionals this morning, y'all. I've been working. I'm going to finish this chair, and then I'm going to go spend a minute with God. He deserves more than a minute, but I am absolutely going to take the time to praise and glorify Him today in everything I do. But I love reading my morning devotionals, and I just realized I didn't get to read it this morning. It must be a good one. I'm going to have to touch that up. That's all right. I did not, that was still drying, and all I did was kind of pull the paint back. So this time I'm going to let it dry, and that'll be part of my half coat touch up that I do. Do the inside of this. This is one of my favorite brushes. I say that about a lot of them, but I really do love the coverage I get from this style brush. It's a nice, soft, smooth finish, so I take really good care of this brush. Some of my brushes I abuse. I don't take good care of them. That's not what we're here for. We should take really good care of our materials. We are so blessed to have every single paintbrush in our collection, and I need to take better care of cleaning them. I try so hard, but I fall so short of cleaning all those brushes the correct way all the time. And around we go. I'm going to spritz this right here because it's drying and there's a little bit of pooling right there. I want to make sure we don't have that on the edges or down toward the bottom. I want to make sure it's good and clean, because when I finish this chair, I want to move to the upholstery. I'm very excited about being able to do that tomorrow. I'm going to start today, though. This is the last day of our annual warehouse sale. Please don't tell me you have missed out. We have dropped prices up to 75% on home furnishings. We still have some pieces left that need to that need to move out. Come find something you can use, something you can paint, something you can enjoy and appreciate in your home, and save up to 75%. That sale is good through the end of this day. I think I have it set to expire online at midnight, 11:59. So you can still shop, but you need to make sure you've got a way to pick up if you shop tonight, because I can't get you a shipping quote after 6 o'clock. So if you're not local, make sure you make your own shipping arrangements. That doesn't bother me. You can pick whoever you like. Put it out there on UShip. I found a great shipper that way. He is one of my go-tos. Curvy legs are not easy to paint with a brush, but they are not terrible either. Just don't oversaturate them with paint as you're moving across them. Let me go around here and let's touch that up. Beautiful. Oh, I love the way this looks. Love the way it's finishing up. Really super excited that I'm going to have a beautiful table set. In the store. It's in the store. I have a beautiful table set at home. But I like this cottage style. I like the country look. I like the farmer's house. That looks so good. That needs to dry because it's not. Check with the back of your hand, not the front. I'll smooth that out and leave it alone. Catch those ridges right there. And right there. And I'm going to make sure I don't have any lines. Oh, we're going to catch that inside right there too. We're going to smooth this down So it lays down gently, smoothly. There we go. I knew I was going to catch that eventually. Today's my day. And just like that, our fourth chair is done. We might have a little bit of touch up on this, but you know what? A little bit of touch up is just fine. I'm going to touch that up with my finger. There we go. And look, I still have paint left, but we are at the end of this 8-ounce container. 5 years later, I'm going to spray down the sides. We'll shimmer this up, and then we'll add it to a larger container so that when we get ready to do the table next week, can't wait for that. When we get ready to do the table, we will have plenty of paint product to work with. I'm excited. I hope you love this color even half as much as I do. It's going to look spectacular. I'm going to get my supplies out once this dries and I move it off the table. I'll get my supplies out and I will get started with the upholstery. I'm going to cut some pieces down to size. I got to remove the old upholstery first. That's where I should start. I'm overexcited. I can't wait to get to it, but you're going to love it too. So I will see you right back here tomorrow morning in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. I'm Diane Pruitt, and I am thanking you so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day, and take care of yourself. Take care of each other too. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.